fourth quarter. Now, the GMs from all 30 teams got together and did some predictions for this NBA season.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna break down a couple of them. Obviously, like this list, we were scrolling through it before, and goodness, it took us forever to scroll through.
It's a long list, man.
So, which team will win the NBA Finals? All but two of them said Golden State. Well, you can't vote for yourself. So I think the Golden State person voted for Boston.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the Houston exec voted for no. The Houston GM voted for Boston. I think the Golden State exec voted for.
I see what you're getting at. I got you.
Wait.
No.
That might not be the right math. There might have been two that voted Boston and two that voted Houston. One way or another.
Either way, yeah.
But yeah, now the interesting thing that I saw here, ranking the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, one GM ranked the Washington Wizards at second.
Yeah.
We need to find out who he is and take his job from him.
Right.
Because I don't see Scott.
Is
Scott Brooks still coaching that team?
Oh, don't get Scott Brooks is terrible.
That was a rhetorical question.
How does he still have a job? How does he still have a job?
It's like an unwritten rule in the NBA. How he gets fired,
There are some coaches you're like, how do you still have a job?
Wait a minute.
Anyways.
Isn't that my rankings? In the Eastern Conference, they have Boston, Toronto, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Indiana, Washington, Miami.
No, they have Philly above Milwaukee.
Whatever I meant to say.
I got you.
I might have skipped over something.
Is that yours?
I mean, except Miami. But that's funny.
They had Miami 7?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Which, I mean, that's not too blasphemous.
That's what I got.
Looking at the West, again, I kind of want to go, because a couple of this list is long. One exec had the San Antonio Spurs at second. Another one who's probably not going to shouldn't be GM.
Did he put Denver at third? Did someone put Denver at third?
Someone did put Denver at third. Someone also put Denver.
High on Denver.
Someone also put Denver at fourth.
Mile high on Denver.
Someone put the Lakers at only one person put the Lakers at third. Maybe we need to recheck our. Stuff.
Wait. Oh God.
I'm telling y'all, they're gonna struggle at the beginning of the year. It's gonna be a struggle.
The first was split between Golden State and Houston. Probably just the same thinking that you had.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who will win the MVP now? Hold on. Because next week we're going to do our awards predictions. So I don't want to get too into this, but they have LeBron, Durant, Davis, and Harden in there.
You can't argue with it.
You can't argue with it. Also receiving votes, Kyrie Irving. But he probably received one vote. Also receiving a vote, Antetokounmpo. I understand he doesn't have a jump shot, but it's time to start. He's going to be in the conversation.
I think he's
going
to have a jump shot this year.
30 points a game in the paint.
Absolutely. All right, here's one we can talk about.
Oh.
If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? They have Antetokounmpo at first, Davis second, Durant, James, Curry, and Embiid.
I guess I want to ask them: are we taking in fact that how old they are?
Let's imagine that the Supersonics are back next year.
So I need to start with the young player.
What's their player that they want to go get first?
If I'm grabbing a young player, I'm taking Anthony Davis.
I agree.
Oh, we know you are.
I'm taking AD all day. Anthony Davis.
Why did I stop being a fan of AD? Because I used to really like AD. What happened? I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Because my mind is like, Antetokounmpo is really good. My mind is also like, Kyrie Irving is really good. My mind is also, in the back of my mind, like Jason But
my thing is, Anthony Davis can do everything Giannis can, but better.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
But
Anthony Davis can do everything Giannis can, but better.
And can shoot.
Yeah. All right, yeah, so, Anthony Davis. So that's now. I think I have the math right. I think it's only 2 execs voted Antetokounmpo over Davis. Like 2 more execs voted for Antetokounmpo.
I got you.
Is that just the media hype that's around Antetokounmpo, like Giannis right now?
Well, he's a great player.
He really is.
Absolutely, but
I just can't and I'm gonna beat a dead horse, but I can't you can't shoot a jump shot consistently. I cannot.
If him and Ben Simmons could have any, I'm talking about not even a long one, just a 12, 14 footer.
Now, if you want to know how dumb some of these NBA execs are, last year, number 1 on this list, Karl Anthony Towns.
My God.
Now, he needs to have a return to form, and he needs to start.
He got paid. He better.
His mentality is jacked up, y'all.
He got
I'm
paid.
telling you.
He better have a.
Watch.
Man.
You're gonna be disappointed.
So which player is most likely to have a breakout season? So I'm thinking this probably means most improved player, or maybe.
I guess that's a good question. It could be most improved. You're not wrong.
Could be most improved.
Breakout.
Or
Yeah.
because Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, who are tied for second on this list, they're not going to be the most improved players of the year.
That's right. That's
but
right.
breakout season, I could see both of them doing.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously, my vote would go to Tatum because I know what's about to happen.
Okay.
The rest of you will see.
Yeah.
You guys were saying.
I'm actually gonna say DeJounte Murray.
I
like DeJounte Murray from San Antonio. Like
I
feel like
that one. Okay,
Isn't he a rookie?
I was going with the other.
No, he's he'll be his third year now.
Okay.
And he's rangy, long, 6'4", 6'5" point guard.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a good season. I don't think he's not gonna be the go-to guy, obviously, but I think he's gonna be a good.
So in your
piece.
third season, you would probably that would probably be most improved.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I just don't think a second-year player should be able to get most improved because it's your second year in the league.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's third year, but
I see what you're saying.
So
I see
wait,
what you're saying.
so you were going to talk about a different.
I had two. I think Markelle Fultz needs to. I know. I'm just gonna throw it out there, but my number one pick would be Jamal Murray from Denver. I think a lot of people don't know about him, and the problem is when you play him, especially on a back-to-back, he gonna put some blues on you because he's so fast in the open court, and you're not prepared for his speed
I'm not
that
prepared.
he plays with.
yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know who he is, and all of a sudden you're going, who's that blur that's going down the court? Yeah,
You look
that's
at the,
him.
Look at the stat sheet and the first time out, and you're like 12. Huh?
Yeah, and he puts points on you in a hurry, and it doesn't seem like how does he do it, but he's quick.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch
fast,
me some.
man.
Now, interesting name on that
Denver
list is Aaron Gordon.
No,
I'm just saying it's
that's
interesting.
blasphemy.
He just got
That's blasphemy.
The man just got paid, so he better ball out.
Yeah.
I remember on NBA radio, he had a show where his rookie season,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't know why. I was like, "Who is this guy? Oh, he plays for the Magic. Could they not find anybody else?"
The dunk contest guy. Him.
Oh, you know what? I do know him.
That's so sad. That's the only thing he's known.
I'm
for.
kind of.
Oh, he was in Uncle Drew. If you've seen that.
I'm kind of upset that two execs. I'm kind of upset that two execs voted Kawhi Leonard on here, but that's a.
Or
that's
Ben
another
Simmons
story.
because he was the
Rookie of the year.
already
he's
the
gonna
rookie
have
of the year.
another-
So how can you be most? I don't know.
Jump shot.
Yeah.
Are they expecting him to get to like Magic level? Because I know that's where the comparisons are. What do you think about that? Just quick thoughts. Do you think Ben Simmons can get to Magic level?
Here's the other thing people need to think about though. Magic was a good defensive guy as well. I don't know if Ben Simmons is nice. He's a nice defensive player, but he's not
Like
that level. I don't know. Can he play the 4 and the 5 like Magic could at times? Like, nope.
Now, when these GMs answered who the best player at each position was, they were just answering like in general. Because if a player apparently stood in one of those positions, they could vote for them. Because there are a couple of repetitions here. Their best point guards: Steph Curry, Westbrook, Kyrie, Chris Paul, James Harden. I like how they have two Houston players right next to each other.
Right.
I understand it, but I think I can't say not Steph. Wait, was I supposed to say Irving here? I think I said I was going to put my Irving pants on and go to town for
I'm not
Irving.
going to blame you if you say Kyrie Irving. I mean,
because my thing is with these questions, like, what's your criteria? Because if they're just playing the position, I can't argue with anybody on the list.
Right.
But if I'm talking pure point guard, I'm taking Chris Paul as a pure floor general that's going to get people open.
I mean,
and
nobody's going to argue that.
Yeah, but I can't argue anybody on the list, So
best leader in the NBA.
We're going to get there in just a minute. That's the one I will stop on. Best shooting guard, they have Harden, Thompson. They also named Curry. Interesting. It's Harden. Best small forward, best power forward, and best center, Anthony Davis.
He is.
I think Giannis deserves to be mentioned a little bit. LeBron's mentioned in some of these. Obviously, for best center, Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns are listed. I don't understand why they would name Karl Anthony Towns. I feel like Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid.
Well, with him getting that new contract there, are they expecting him to play center now? With this new Karl Anthony Towns?
He did play center.
Oh, he did?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay,
He's always played center.
I don't know why in my brain I thought he played forward. My bad.
He needs to.
Right. I guess that's in my brain. I'm thinking he needs
but no,
to.
he's
okay.
center.
Gotcha.
Also receiving votes for best center in the league, Al Horford.
He's underrated.
Oh yeah.
Very underrated.
Underrated.
Best overall moves offseason, Lakers. Best acquisition was LeBron.
Yeah,
The Lakers GM said Kawhi. Most underrated player acquisition. You're thinking Tyreek? Wait, one of you had Pacers at 3.
I did.
Yeah.
I think Tyreek Evans, because I think when they got to play Cleveland in the first round, they went through these scoring droughts and they needed some punch. Mm-hmm. Tyreek Evans can give you some offensive punch. The other one is, I'm telling you, Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
I'm telling you.
You remember draft night when Julius Randle got drafted. And then we drafted Marcus Smart. You remember how upset I was?
Yep.
I wanted Julius Randle.
Yep.
He's such a hard worker. He always has been.
His motor is just
he's such a hard worker. He was injured a little bit when he was on your team. But now he's coming over here. I think he will be big as well.
I agree.
What?
I was going to say I also think Isaiah Thomas.
I like Schroeder.
Yeah?
Okay.
You keep.
I like Schroeder.
That was a nice move.
I mean, Westbrook, you're playing him a lot of minutes. Schroeder's a good backup point guard.
Yes, he is.
And he's in Atlanta. You obviously didn't hear a lot about him because Atlanta's.
Could Schroeder be the best backup point guard in the league?
Right now, Rajon Rondo. Terry Rozier as well. Terry Rozier.
I see what you're saying, but I'm talking about is Scary Terry going to come out? Is he going to? Is he gonna? Because sometimes he get a little.
When he's been asked to come out.
He had his mask.
Sometimes he gets a little like.
He doesn't like
I'm
that.
Take the game.
He doesn't like that.
He really doesn't like that nickname.
Sometimes he might try and do a little bit too much, and then Brad Stevens will be like, "Come here." You see that? You see those other guys?
Mm-hmm.
No, Brad doesn't do that. Brad would say, "Hey Terry." see Kyrie jogging back out, or Marcus Smart jogging back out. Terry's like, "Oh man." Okay, which team will be the most improved? Hey,
Lakers and Dallas. And Phoenix.
We've said Dallas more in this show than ever before.
That's awesome. Here's the thing, though, man. Here's something about Dallas.
Phoenix.
I think him and Smith, obviously, Luka and Smith are great. But who else other than those guys are going to play any defense? Number one. Number two, what happens when one of those gets in foul trouble?
The defense question, I can't answer that yet. But, I mean, we're guard heavy. We got Brunson. We got JJ Barea, who's obviously not defensive line, but he's a spark.
Right.
He's a spark off the bench.
He is.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Well, he was saying Dennis Smith Jr. if they get in foul trouble.
I'm sorry. Like one of them gets in foul trouble.
Yeah,
they're in trouble.
I mean, Wesley Matthews.
Which in today's NBA, who doesn't get in foul trouble?
Right.
But I'm talking about especially.
Wow, that's flagrant.
No, stop it. I'm talking about especially for their team though. Yeah. That's important because if one of those guys is not playing.
Yeah, we're. Because I think they're thinking about bringing Wesley off the bench, which wouldn't be a bad.
But he has a big contract with them, doesn't he?
This is last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're about to.
Yeah. Better cut them ties.
How many games is Dirk playing this year, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Dirk.
I mean, with DeAndre Jordan there, because Dirk was playing center last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dirk was playing center. Like,
awful.
I was hearing the starting line. That center. I'm like, really? Wow. So
he's going to come off the bench, and is he going to give you 20 games? 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah. He'll do that.
I think he can give you 15 minutes.
I mean, because...
And 20 games. I think that's reasonable.
I mean, with him and DeAndre playing together, because, like I said, Dirk was your last line of defense last year. You got DeAndre Jordan, who's a good shot blocker. I mean, he's a rim protector.
Yeah, but can't make no free throws.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to do Hack of Jordan again. Yeah, Carlisle going to be over there like...
Hack of DeAndre.
You know, they did how Carlisle gets...
Imagine, because... Doc Rivers was the originator of the Haka. I'm pretty sure he was the originator of the Haka Bynum back when we were competing.
Oh, but there was more. There was other hacking that happened before.
Well, yes, but I think Doc was the first one. Well, no, because I guess people used to hack Shaq.
Right.
So, but then Doc coaches DeAndre Jordan. Now that DeAndre Jordan's gone, when the Clippers and Mavericks play. If it gets down to it, is Doc gonna hack a Jordan?
No, it's not gonna be.
Can you imagine how funny that was?
I was about to say,
we gonna kill it. We gonna kill it.
Oh, you think? Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Just imagine. Imagine how funny it would be if Doc Rivers started hacking Jordan.
Actually, the preseason game, he made a free throw. I was like,
this is include if Jimmy Butler goes to the Clippers, though.
Oh no.
If Jimmy Butler,
I just want to make sure.
If Jimmy Butler goes,
Okay.
yeah,
I was like, I want to get you on tape saying that. Like, yeah, okay.
No,
I
Got
didn't
you.
even mention that. If Jimmy Butler goes to the Clippers, do they make the playoffs? Because they have some defensive pieces.
Ooh. I gotta see that first. I gotta see it first.
They gotta add more.
Because
just looking at it on paper.
Who's their
defense
ball
though, they would be.
I mean, yeah, defensively, they would be one of the best teams, 1 through 5.
Who's their ball handler?
It'd be Beverly.
And what's that other?
Well, we got Beverly
Bradley?
and Avery Bradley.
But those are shooting guards.
Well, Beverly's a point guard.
Is
he
he?
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Beverly's a point guard, and then they got
But with Boston, they play shooting guard. That's right.
Right.
That's why you said that.
Gallinari. They got
No, I'm talking about when
Avery Bradley is a shooting guard.
Oh yeah,
When he was with
they had
Boston,
Bradley and
He's a shooting
Isaiah.
guard.
That's what I said. He wasn't a shooting guard.
He is a shooting guard.
Right.
He was a shooting guard with us.
I said I think he's playing point guard on this new team though. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
well,
okay,
Beverly
cool.
was hurt,
Cool.
so I think
Right.
they had
Cool.
to put him at
So
one.
Clippers not making the playoffs even if Butler goes. Got it.
Wow.
So
I didn't say that.
I know you on a limb on that one. I can't go that far.
Yeah.
I said it. You know I'm not a fan. You know I'm not a fan. Best defensive player in the NBA. It is tied Rudy Gobert, and Kawhi
Yes.
Leonard.
I don't know why you think this is so disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Rudy Gobert is a great defensive player.
If anything, they're showing Kawhi a lot of respect because we haven't seen this man play
Right.
in over a year. So
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean that's really
I
big.
get it. Best perimeter defender
Kawhi.
was very
Stop.
definitively
Jimmy
Kawhi.
Butler on there?
But best
not bad.
best
He's not bad.
interior
He's a good
Not
defender.
bad.
He's
Yes,
best.
he is.
best interior defender. You were kind of upset that Anthony Davis was second.
Oh yeah. I think.
But then
don't
how
get me wrong,
come?
I love Rudy Gobert. I can't argue with him being number one. I'm saying at 10% that Anthony Davis is.
Well, for the best defensive player, only two GMs voted him, and 12 GMs voted Rudy Gobert.
I think Anthony Davis is a better defensive player than Draymond Green.
All around?
That's my opinion. I think Anthony Davis is a great defender. He can switch.
Okay.
He can. Draymond Green
So
can
wait.
switch too, but
So wait, most versatile defender in the NBA. You said Draymond Green at the beginning, pre-show. You said Draymond Green.
he is. But I just like Draymond. The thing is, when he switches to a guard, sometimes you get a little nervous, right?
Mhm.
And if Davis switches to a guard, you gonna get nervous.
But you're not going to get nervous with Kawhi. My thing is, I think Kawhi is the most versatile
But can
defender. in the
Kawhi really dominate a great post player and hold his own down there? Anthony Davis can do both.
I agree with that.
Anthony Davis can
that's
guard.
my
Anthony
argument.
Davis could. You're saying Anthony Davis can guard both.
Anthony Davis can
No,
guard
listen,
1
listen.
through 5.
Jokic.
Yes. Oh
and,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Let's say Boogie
Yes.
when he's healthy, and Steph Curry when he's healthy.
Yes.
Not consistently now.
No one can guard Steph Curry consistently.
Yeah, obviously he's talking
I'm
okay,
saying-
if a pick comes,
Right,
you're
they
not
switch.
okay,
Like
who was it? Gobert. Gobert.
Right, Gobert is not-
when Steph Curry put him in the blender.
yeah,
like,
I'm worried. But if Anthony Davis is
Yeah.
out there, I'm like, you know what? I can live with
You
that.
can live with it,
I can
but you're
live
not.
with that.
That's not what you're.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's not what you're basing your game on. Yeah.
When's the last time you saw him run the court? Have you actually seen Anthony
yeah.
Davis play?
Oh, yeah.
The dude is like a deer, man.
I'm not trying to downplay him.
Okay.
I'm going off of what I remember of Kawhi. So again, I understand what you're saying. We
Right,
haven't
right,
seen
right,
Kawhi in a
I just
long
want.
time.
I guess I want to see it. I want to see
Next
it like
season when this comes out, Kawhi. I fully expect Kawhi to be number one at all of these.
I got you.
Maybe not best interior defender because that's Anthony Davis's. Maybe that's Rudy Gobert's.
Maybe,
it really
yeah.
should kind of be either Karl Anthony Towns or Giannis should be getting some of these votes. Where those two, talking about them being top 10 in the
Cat
league,
can't
Talk
play
about Karl
defense.
Anthony Towns.
Cat
I
can't
said
play-
they should.
You don't have a
Definitely
D.
know Jokic can't spell defense.
Yeah, you ain't got a D in his name.
Oh, Jokic. I forgot about him.
Number 12 guy.
Number
dude.
12, man. Number 12.
Over Kyrie.
Stop. Best defensive team in the NBA.
It's Boston.
They voted Utah.
It's Boston.
I mean,
Utah has the best, according to you guys,
Yeah.
the best defender. But 1 through 12,
It's
It's
Boston.
Boston.
They got that.
East?
Right.
It says the key thing in there is team.
team.
Yeah.
They got that
Team.
wrong.
It's
Yeah.
Boston. It's Boston.
Right.
Because our second team is better defensively than our first team. That's stupid. Anyway, I'm going to keep going off about the Celtics. Best coach in the NBA.
Brad
They
Stevens.
voted Brad Stevens. This is the first time in 8 years that Greg Popovich has won it.
Hey, David, did Brad Stevens win the head coach?
Hey, webcam.
Did he win the head coach MVP? Or, did he win head coach of the year last year?
No, but the coach
What
of the
about the
year
year
got
before?
fired.
What about the year before? Did he win head
He
coach?
should have won both.
Okay. That's people voting out there.
But this is the GMs. The GMs respect him.
I don't know how Brad Stevens has not won.
Now we need the media to respect him. Now we need the media to respect him. But I don't know if the team is so talented this year that I feel like the media is going to be like, well, that team is so talented that we're going to give it to some. Exactly, you're supposed to win. So they're going to give it to someone else.
But last year, your top 2 players go down, and you're still. Because you're gonna go for Terry Rozier, right? I fully expected that
from you.
He's
gonna have Kyrie, Rookie of the Year, Robert Williams. He's gonna have.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was about to say everybody gonna win. Everybody gonna win an award from Boston this year. All of them. Horford, Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
Yeah. Look at him like, yeah. Keep thinking about it.
Most improved.
No. I've got to cut the show back in here, but I don't remember what we were talking about.
Gotcha.
I think we're
talking about Brad Stevens.
We were wrapping up talking about how Brad Stevens should have won 2 of the last 2, both of them. He should have won both of them.
Yep.
Especially last year because Kyrie got hurt and before that, Gordon Hayward got hurt.
Long before that.
Right. So you telling me your top 2 players are out and you're still winning? How does he not win the Coach of the Year last year?
It's blasphemy.
But I warned you that could possibly happen. I told you.
Which head coach best manager / motivator of people? Now they voted Greg Popovich. I have a small issue with that because Greg Popovich lost control of the locker room to a point that he lost a top 5 player in the NBA in his prime. But you had disagreed with that statement.
I do. It's just one player.
But it's a top 5 player in the NBA in his prime. Didn't want to play for you anymore.
What was that?
I mean, but Golden State has had issues come up like that where they're talking about, Coach Kerr or, whoever, I'm tired, that happens. These are grown men that are playing basketball 24/7 that get tired of people asking them the same questions.
But Steph and KD don't leave. They haven't left yet.
No, but Draymond has been talking all kind of stuff. KD has been talking some stuff, being like, he's even still talking about, I might leave, I'm keeping my options open. Like,
I'm going to be honest with
you. Coach Kerr,
on my burner account.
Coach Kerr has a hard job managing all those. Coach Kerr has a hard job managing all those things.
I agree.
Now, before we leave, though, I'm going to say something, and you're going to get mad. But a good motivator.
Oh, God.
Is he going to say?
The Coach of the Year. The Coach of the Year last year.
Oh.
In Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was going to say sports.
No. But he was 7% on there. He was 7% on there. But Dwayne Casey, I think, obviously. But, yeah.
Dwayne Casey lifts the...
Didn't know how I feel about sports.
He's going to have his hands full with Blake Griffin.
But if anybody could try to get in that ear.
Dwayne Casey is one of them.
Right.
Is one of them. Don't you say Dwayne Casey's the one.
I'm saying he could be a person that could...
A person.
Right.
A person.
Eric Spoelstra deserves to be on that list, though.
All right. Now, which coach making the best in-game adjustments? That's Stevens.
Yes.
Best defense or best offense? Kerr, D'Antoni at the top. It's kind of, obvious.
Yeah, moving on.
Best defensive schemes. I'm going to have to watch Utah. If they're really good enough that they say Quinn Snyder is the best defensive coach over Brad Stevens, it's only one more GM, but I just think it's Brad Stevens.
It's going to be a hard game to watch.
But I think that's how Utah wins games. Is Utah has to win games playing outstanding defense.
And then
Donovan Mitchell.
Thank you. Has to,
I got you.
Has to play possessed.
Him and Ingles have to play possessed on offense. Yeah.
Which active player would make the best head coach someday?
Chris Paul, hands down.
Easy.
Easy.
I think Rondo's on this list. I think it'd be a hilarious environment.
He punches players in the face.
Rondo would be like Jason Kidd. Rondo would be like, hey, bump into me. Bump into him. Rondo go, don't bump into me. Rondo would swing back for some unknown reason.
Players, yeah.
Okay. We're like halfway through the list. No, not really. We're over halfway. Which team has the best home court advantage?
That is a great question.
Utah does have a good. They have a good fan base.
What is up with this?
Utah does have a good
explain
fan base.
that to me?
I've seen those games.
Well, think about it. Utah doesn't have anything else except for BYU, right? And there's nothing to do there really anyway. So, but they've always been back to Karl Malone and John Stockton. Had a nice home crowd where they take it seriously when it comes to those NBA games. It's a hard place to play.
Okay. I guess they also say Denver here just because.
I think the other reason is the altitude.
Right.
Utah and Denver have high altitude. It's harder to breathe.
Obviously, number one is Golden State because when your team has won 4 of the last 5 championships.
And then when you're splashing threes, it gets hard. Yeah.
Most promising young core between Boston and Philadelphia. They have Philadelphia first. Most athletic really isn't that big of a deal. Yeah. Best pure shooter. Fastest with the ball. Best moving without the ball. Best passer. Off the bench. Toughest player in the NBA. Steven Adams is voted number 1.
Over LeBron?
Now, I don't think this is talking about muscle. Obviously, these strong, these strongest players in the NBA,
like mental toughness, all that.
I think it's all encompassing because Marcus Smart is tied with LeBron. So I mean, I get it. I get all of these. James Johnson. Maybe I don't get as much.
That's the one where I'm like, man, I don't Patrick Beverly.
You look at the also receiving votes, Aaron Baines. If I'm going into a dark alleyway at night, give me Aaron Baines. I'm going in with that boy. I'm safe.
I want Patrick Beverly. He looked like he gonna take somebody out.
Sure. I mean,
if I'm in a dark alley,
Jimmy Butler as well. I mean, all you got to do is tell him.
Jimmy Butler loses his mind because he was on record talking about how strong Steven Adams was. When he was like, dog, he's strong.
So Steven Adams was told today that he had won this thing, and he goes, okay, do I get a bonus?
Just like a tough guy.
He goes, do I get a bonus? He goes, sounds dumb. Yeah. So anyway, all right. I think this is the one that we're finishing with.
Oh, that one right there.
Which one?
Okay.
Best leader.
Best leader. I thought we were finishing with something else. Okay.
Well, we're gonna finish with the other one. We got this one, and then we'll go on.
LeBron James is a great player. I don't consider him always the best leader of men.
Let's take a look at the NBA Finals.
Right.
How well did he lead? I mean, he
Plus,
couldn't even tell.
We saw last year, first game, what happened? Blunder happened. What is he doing? Do we have a timeout?
Right. And then what? He had that cast on his head. But to your point, you're thinking...
Oh, it's got to be... Chris Paul is the best leader in the... There is no question about it. Chris Paul, he literally had to walk off the court gingerly because they had to take him off,
I've got a question. Steph Curry took less money so players could come back, and he doesn't complain about it.
How does that make him the best leader, though? If anything, that makes him the best teammate.
That's a good teammate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
I'm talking about when you say who's the leader of the Houston Rockets, it's not a question. Chris Paul is the leader.
D'Antoni.
Stop it.
And Al Horford is on this list, and I could not agree more.
Oh yeah,
Al Horford is a fantastic
great leader. Yeah,
he is extremely underrated.
Yep.
To close up our show, which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line? The GMs ranked it Durant, Curry, James, Irving, Harden.
I agree with Durant. If I had to pick out of those players, but I would put Kyrie over LeBron.
Oh, for sure. I may be even tempted to put Kyrie second. He's dangerous. He's dangerous.
Game 7 in the NBA Finals.
Game 7 NBA Finals. Who do you want to take it? Kyrie.
Like
Kyrie.
that's a.
I might even put him barely above Steph. Like,
yeah. I can't argue with that. But Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, my goodness.
Kevin Durant's a bad boy.
Like, you can only hope that he misses.
Yeah.
You can't stop him.
Was it last year in the finals, man, when he pulled up on LeBron?
Ooh.
And
I'm just like,
I was like,
what if? Okay, just a question. What if KD goes to get the ball, and as he's gathering, you tell him that his mom tastes like Cheerios? Like, what happens?
Okay, did you just KG him?
Oh,
wow, you just KG him?
KD.
What I was thinking of
right, you just KG, yeah.
Get into his mind by insulting him. We know that KD is on this toughest player in the NBA. You know who's never going to get a vote? Kevin Durant, because he is not tough. He's not mentally tough. Now, as far as being able to hold his cool, I guess, in pressure situations in games 3 and 4, I guess he played well or something. I wasn't the biggest fan of him in the NBA Finals. I wasn't the biggest fan of him in the NBA Finals. Steph Curry, to me, should have won the MVP. But because he was so small in the first 2 games. And then Steph did his thing, got them the lead. KD got the last 2 games. Sure, I get it. But if I have a final shot, I understand Kevin Durant. He's certainly not out of my top 2. But Kyrie Irving.
Defend your boy, yeah, for sure.
And I'm going to go ahead and defend my boy because imagine that this year goes to Game 7, NBA Final. Oh, that'd be awesome. But anyway, I want Kyrie taking that last shot. Actually,
I got a question for y'all before we get done. LeBron or Harden? Who are you taking for the last shot?
Harden.
Are we down by 2 or 1?
Oh, are we down 2 or 1?
That depends, really. It really depends. I can't trust LeBron in the clutch.
If I need a 2, I mean, I'm giving it to LeBron. I'm saying go to the rim.
Right.
If you shoot it.
1, 2, or 3, I think either way, I'm taking James Harden. 1, 2, or 3. You know why? His free throws, great. He can shoot from 3. He can finish at the rim.
Well, let's assume.
That's a good point.
That's a good point, but let's assume that the refs will not call a foul. Let's just assume it's
But
pure...
this is NBA 2018.
You're right.
Like, not these. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Foul. No, flagrant. Flagrant. Get him. Throw him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm down by 1, and I will. I take LeBron if he's going to the goal. If he's shooting a jump shot, I will not take LeBron. I don't take LeBron.
But to Lamar's point,
I get it.
I'm back. To Lamar's point, if a foul gets called, I'd rather have James Harden shooting those free throws.
I don't want LeBron.
I agree. Absolutely.
I don't want LeBron shooting free throws.
That scares me.
That's scary.
I will admit it's scary for me.
What about George Hill?
About it.
What about George Hill?
Stop it.
Okay,
Stop it. You alright, man?
For those of you that can't see
that
are listening to it, I definitely hurt my knee diving off the camera. That flagrant foul. Oh man, I'm gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks.
I'm gonna be fine. I already know.
So, as far as I know, that's all the 17-16 that we have for you guys this week. Next week, we're going to wrap up the lead up to the NBA season.
Let's go.
The season's almost here. Next week, we're going to be doing our NBA... oh God. He actually said it. We're going to be doing our NBA awards predictions, as well as the playoff predictions. What's going to happen during the playoffs? We'll see if we can take these lists that we have now, build them all the way to an NBA champion.
Make it happen.
If you're checking out this show on video, make sure if you want to just listen to it while you're on the go. You can check out all of the audio podcasts. And if you're listening to it, you can, of course, watch the video where you can see me dive off screen for a flagrant foul and hurt my knee.
Sorry.
One way or another, make sure you follow us on all of our social media where we're interacting everywhere. We'll see you next week. Until then, take care.